All right, let's take a look at the 4-star default special summoning event, which is like a really complicated phrasing for you get what you want once, which is awesome. Once again, this is the third time. So this is one of the best events in the game. This and Craft Your Own Rune, and that might be it. Those are my two favorites. So you get any 4-star you want. And so even for me, I have most of the 4 stars and I love this event. For people that are missing specific 4 stars, this has got to be just like, thank you, finally. So if you've been playing long enough and you've seen all 3 of these events, you kind of should have all the 4 stars you need-ish, almost. I mean, you've got 3 of your most wanted ones for free. So let's take a look. It starts real soon. Probably by the time you see this, it will be going. You get energy just by doing normal stuff, so make sure you do normal stuff. At least 50 of them a day. You get 50, or 500 a day, 500 a day. So do normal things. You get energy, which is good. Use points to get monsters. You get all this stuff here: mana, ancient coins, mysticals, ancient coins, rainbow mon, reappraisal, and devilmon. Even a devilmon. Just a devilmon would make it great. But you get all those and any nat 4 you want. So what nat 4s do you want? Let's look. I think there's a lot of ways to look at this. There's early game, there's end game, and there's like super end game, right? So we'll do early game first. Early game, you want PvE foundational nat 4s. Nat 4s that carry you through most PvE content in the game. So those nat 4s are Mr. Lucian. Where's that dude? Oh my gosh, Lucian, where are you? There he is. Lucian, right? Lucian. He's great. He is probably the best monster for giants in terms of speeding up your team. You'll use him in PvE for forever. He's never not useful. He's an end game monster and an early game monster. He might be my number 1 pick if you don't have him. Get him. He is awesome. Out of all the win monsters, I think he's the best. Yeah, especially out of the 4 stars. Like, it's crazy. Other foundational monsters in water, you know, there's a lot of teams out there right now for a lot of PvE, but I think Galleon still is the swiftest way to get a functional team for PvE content. Defense break, attack buff, all in one. It's fantastic. So I'd say Galleon is a really good target, though a lot of the teams nowadays don't use him, so take that as you will. But I think Galleon's a great target. And out of the water early game, I think he's your best target. I don't see anything else that's tempting. So let's go to wind. We already did wind. Let's go to fire. Fire 4 stars. This guy, I mean, he's fusible. If you are lazy and you don't want to fuse him, you can get him. You also probably have the opportunity to get him over several different events where they have the fusion events where you can just get a free fusion monster. So if for whatever of those reasons you don't have him, he's worth it. I'd say he's worth it, but there's other ways to get him that just take more time. So that's an option. He's really good. Other than that, 4 stars that are useful, it's this guy. And you have lots of ways to get him. Guild shop. That other event, maybe? No, I don't think. Well, yeah, there was an event where they gave away Bird. Bird's awesome. You'll use him everywhere. He's early game, mid game, late game. You just have to decide for yourself if it's worth getting him with the event, or do you want something that's less obtainable, because he's quite obtainable compared to most of these monsters. Guild shop especially. He's always around, but he's worth it. That's about it for early game, I would say. We can dig in a little bit more to like early mid game choices, but that's kind of it for early game. I think those choices are pretty clear. As you get into mid game, you start thinking more TOA, you start thinking more guild content. Maybe that's I consider that mid game. Maybe it's late early game. I don't know. But some other monsters become decent options. So Garo is a fun PvP option, probably past mid game, like late game. But he's a really good PvP monster. If you haven't pulled him, you want him, or you will want him at some point. Hua has a lot of great uses in the game, mostly PvE, but she's really good. She'd be worth going after. Draco is another PvP monster for a certain type of PvP style. If your account fits that style, you're going to want a Draco. So I think that's worth going after. You can see there's a little more options now once we start digging into, you know, later in the game. Kamoon, great for Guild Wars. If you don't have him, you want him. The twins, not what they used to be, but still great. I'd say both twins, honestly, are great. So they'd be worth getting. You're going to want a set of fire twins if you don't have it. They're just fun, and they control forever, and they're just really cool. Let's go to water. All right, water 4 stars. So water's a little bit weird. This is kind of a fringe PvP option. I don't know that I'd recommend getting him, but it's a monster that exists. Some other monsters, Orion. If you don't have Orion, you probably want an Orion. He's guild. He's one of the guild kind of kings in the game, so he'd be worth getting. Orion. So if you don't have him, get him. He's cool. You know, in the context of your account. Oh yeah, a couple things. I'll take a couple things at the end. I got some thoughts, but we'll tell them at the end. One of the best PvP monsters in the game currently, and happens to be a 4-star. If you want to do PvP and you want a monster that's really good, Ager is one of those. You can buy his skill ups in the guild shop, which is nice, really nice. But I don't think he'll stay as good. He seems like he's gonna get nerfed. He's really, really good for a 4-star, so that's something to keep in mind. The water twins also really, really nice. I would heavily recommend getting those at some point. This girl's kind of fringe, but she does the same thing that Tessarion does, Oblivion. I don't know, maybe she's super fringe. This guy is worth. I think this guy's worth. He nukes like crazy. He is, man, he might be one of the best single target nukes in the game that's easily obtainable. I think he might be the best obtainable single target nukes. So if you like killing stuff real fast, Covenant. I craved Covenant for so long, and when I got him, normally when you get a monster you crave, you're like, oh, that's why it's not as good. Covenant has lived up to the hype for me. He is as good as advertised, and they buffed him a little bit of his damage. So Covenant to me is a really, really great 4-star. PvP, mid to end game, good for guild content. So that's Covenant. Wind. So this guy's PvP kind of fringe, speed lead. You know, you'll use him if you do cleave, but kind of fringe again. This guy used to be good. I don't think he's really good anymore, but he used to be good. So there's that. Jasoon, I still think is a great healer. If you don't have her, you want her. When you get her and you invest in her, she's great. As soon as you get better and as you get better stuff than her and you start de-investing in her, you're like, she's not as good, but really you just unruined her. She's really good. I mean, she's really, really good. If you need a good healer, she is one of them. 2A Bella Dion, though, is really, really good, so it might be better. But that's a thought. This guy is for defense-based stuff, guild content, bulldozer, copper, stuff like that. If you don't have him, I don't know why you wouldn't, but you might. So he exists. There's also Triana. She is great. She is fantastic. She's really, really good. I would recommend getting her. Other than that, Skogul's kind of cool. He does some things that no other monsters do. The flat damage, the tankiness, guild content, defense for sure. Not usable in PvP other than guild content, really. But you could use him in the new dimensional hole stuff if you wanted. He's pretty good there. He's definitely usable in the dimensional hole, so there's that. And I think he's a really good choice. If you don't have one, I think you probably know that you want one. You're gonna go get him. So that's my thought. Okay, some selection choices in general. Number one. Don't let anybody tell you what you want. You will want something different from other people for a variety of reasons. You might be missing some vital role that they assume you have because they've had it filled for 2 years and they've forgotten what it's like to not have that role filled. You know, if you need Tyrone because you need TOA and for some reason you don't have a homunculus, go get Tyrone. Don't accept their judgment as a way to restrict you. If you pick something someone else wants for you, you will regret it. So pick whatever you need the most for whatever you want to do. Okay? That's number one. Be yourself. That's number one. So get what you want, you know? This is the one chance you get to do that. All right, number two. I would say if you don't have a certain monster, you should go get it. That's my plan. Like, I'll tell you what I'm going to pick right now. So I'm looking at my 4-star fires that I'm missing. I'm missing none because I just got this girl. Not missing anything. Yay, okay, so I'm not taking fire. Let's go to water. I am missing her. I don't have her. I've never pulled her. She is impossible for me to get. So she's probably a target, right? I'm missing her. I need her. I want all the monsters, right? It's a 4-star. I should have them. I'm missing this guy. This is the other one I'm missing. I'm missing just the Gargoyle and Abigail. That's it. So if you're missing a specific monster, get that monster. You know? Endgame, whatever. Like, I made the mistake last time of getting a second Skogul instead of a Covenant. That was not smart. I regretted that real quick. Luckily, I pulled one later, but man, I regretted that. There might be a time where you need access to all the 4-stars and below, and if you don't have one, you don't have access to it. So if you don't have that monster, get that monster. That's my heavily, I feel strongly about this, and you should get that monster, whatever you're missing. So that's number two. The third piece of advice for selection is look at the element and make a wise choice. Because if you pull only from one element, you're guaranteed to get all the 4-stars of that element, right? So stick to one element until you get what you want, and then maybe try something else, right? So if you know you want 3 wind monsters, but only 1 water monster, that water monster, you better want a lot more than all the wind monsters, because you're gonna get it if you never switch elements, but you're going to get everything else that you don't want. You won't get the other stuff, if that makes sense. So, you know, consider the element, stick to one element, and you'll get what you want. That's the other thing. Other than that, the last piece of advice I have is wait till the end of the event to choose. And also know that if you hit select, you're going to get that thing. Some people pick and think that they're going to get a chance to, you know, a final confirmation or whatever. Like, be real careful when you hit confirm or I want this or whatever. You're going to get it. I've seen people get stuff they don't want because they hit the wrong button. Don't do that. But wait till the end of the event to summon, because you might summon the thing you want and then you get the other thing you want and you win twice, right? Don't be so, as soon as you get the chance to, you see it, you get it. Don't do that, because if you summon it, you'll be sad, right? It's going to be painful and you're not going to want to, but wait till the end of the event to summon. It gives you your best chance of summoning the thing naturally and having another choice. So that's my advice. I'm getting either Cannon Girl, that one, or Gargoyle. I need to think about it a little more. I'm not sure. They're both not really useful for me. Cannon Girl, as far as I can tell, is pure PvE, and Gargoyle is like, I don't even know. It's a statue. I don't know. It's yellow. So we'll see. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, I hope you guys have good luck on your summoning journey and you get exactly what you want. Please follow those, you know, steps. I've tried summoning something I already had and didn't want, and it's sad. So, you know, I hope you get what you want. Anyway, good luck out there, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, everybody.